So, hey guys, so today I'm going to start off my review of, Batman Detective Comics number 8. But before I get onto that, I just want to mention a couple of things. I picked up, Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 9. So yes, it did come out today, because they never posted it up online, so, just to let you guys know, it does come out today, if you guys didn't know that. So, yeah, I picked up that. I also picked up The Flash issue number 7 because I didn't pick that up actually last week because I wasn't here. Like I said, I was in Japan and I wasn't able to pick it up. I was supposed to pick it up on Monday, but I totally forgot. But yeah, I picked it up. And I also picked up Avengers versus the X-Men. Now, I won't probably be reviewing that comic because I don't know a whole lot about X-Men or the Avengers, and I know they're fighting against each other and whatnot, and they're gonna be like, oh, it's so easy to review of, fighting, they're just two sides fighting against each other. Well, I technically don't know a lot about, X-Men or the Avengers, so I really don't know what to say about these characters, generally speaking, because, I can review Batman and all the other, DC comic books because, they just started off fresh and started off new, so it's pretty easy to review those, but for the Avengers versus the X-Men, I'm sorry, I might not be able to review that for you guys. I probably will give you my impressions on it, but I probably won't be reviewing it. I also do have a digital copy or codes for the Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 9 and Avengers versus the X-Men. So I have 2 digital codes, but it's going to go out to 2 people, okay? The first 2 people who asked me for those codes, you only get to choose one because I want to be fair. I don't want to have one person asking me, oh, I want both codes, and I give them both, and then one person will be like, aw. So, yeah, one person gets to decide, okay, you want Ultimate, Spider-Man, or do you want Avengers? So 2 people gets to ask for the free digital codes, whether you want Avengers versus X-Men or Ultimate Spider-Man issue 9. So 2 people gets those codes, okay? Only 2 people gets one of those codes, okay? Just to let you guys know. So just to be fair, okay? So let's start off with my review of Batman Detective Comics issue number 8 now. So just to mention up here, this is just totally has nothing to do with the comic whatsoever, but it does have to do with the cover. So to start off is that, the logo of the comic right here, if you guys can see that, yeah, now it's just strictly in the corner. It's not like a whole freaking, the whole, like, little bit top part of the comic now. So it's just on the corner now. So guys, don't worry or freak out anymore. Like, oh my god, they had that on top. It's like totally like cutting off part of the, the image of the cover. Now don't worry about it. It's up in the corner now. We still have the New 52 logo there, and I still feel like, when are you gonna keep doing that? Maybe they'll stop, having a New 52 logo until it's actually 1 year, and then they'll stop. Well, who knows when they'll end. But yeah, and also to mention that Batman Detective Comics is, $4 now. So you get 40 pages of, Batman Detective Comics goodness, and you also get in the end, you get a little sneak, like, I guess, mini story, I guess, of Two-Face in the end. I won't be reviewing that because it's just a little story, but it's a really little good snippet of Two-Face. But yes, we get more pages, so we get more story in this issue. So I'm here to tell you guys whether or not you guys should pick this up, because people have been a bit of defensive on, Detective Comics. So, yeah, I've been ranting on, and now I'm going to get into the review. So I'm going to give you a summary of the issue. So in the beginning of this issue, we see Catwoman jumping out of a window, and she's just, like, falling down. She's not unconscious, though, but she's just, like, falling down out of the window, jumped out of the window, she's falling down. And then as she lands, on the ground, or on top of the rooftop of a building, she actually sees Poison Ivy. And of course, Batman's monologuing the whole entire time, and he says that, oh, she didn't mean to steal these things. She's, sort of a cat burglar, but she's on and off between good and evil, and she's sort of my on and off girlfriend at time, or on and off lover, and like, sort of giving a brief introduction of Catwoman. So, he says that it's not her fault. She's being mind controlled. She's being controlled by fear, and that's the word here, fear. And afterwards, she sees like this image of Poison Ivy, and she's coming to attack Catwoman. But what intentionally happens is, of course, she's only seeing her own fear of Poison Ivy attacking her, but as actually Batman sprays her with some gas, and of course it takes away the, fear toxin away from, Catwoman's system, so she'll be okay now. But we get to see, how Batman got to this point. Why is Batman helping out Catwoman? Why is Catwoman in fear, or why was she intoxicated with the fear gas? Well, we learned that Commissioner Gordon and Batman were on a rooftop, and Commissioner Gordon called Batman because, of course, the Scarecrow called him and wanted him to do something for him. So, he gets information from Scarecrow that he has to do 3 challenges. One challenge being, he has to go find Catwoman. That's checked off. He has to find Catwoman, then he has to, ask her who was she supposed to rendezvous with, and where were they supposed to meet. And after that, find those people that, she was supposed to rendezvous with and take them out. That's the 3 challenges he has to do, and he only has 1 hour to do it. So afterwards, after you see that happen, or after we learn about how they got to that point in this issue, Catwoman comes back, not intoxicated anymore. And of course, Batman goes in his mode of no sympathy. He has to complete this mission. And he straight up starts interrogating Catwoman, tries to get a name out of her. And, Catwoman's still in shock and still in fear. She has a splitting headache. But intentionally, they finally get to get a name out of her. So they get a name called Digger Jones, and Batman goes to, his location, where this is like this dog pit fights and whatnot. So he interrogates him also, and he tells him who he was supposed to meet up with and what he wanted out of this. So they find out there's, a third party here. So Batman goes to the third party, this location, which is at an old private school. But before he does that, he actually meets up with Scarecrow, because Scarecrow's been watching him this whole entire time. And we learn that the reason why Scarecrow wants Batman's help is because someone stole his fear toxin gas, and they were about to use it for some apparent reason. So of course, Scarecrow's trying to help Batman. So for one, Batman to help Batman stop these guys, and 2, because they copied him, they stole his fear gas, and they're using it for their own gain, and of course Scarecrow's a bit pissed. So it's a both win-win situation for both Batman and Scarecrow, but of course Batman takes it of course Batman doesn't want Scarecrow to win in any way, so he takes out Scarecrow also and leaves him for Commissioner Gordon. And after that, he goes to the private school to stop the people who, Catwoman and Digger Jones were supposed to, rendezvous with. Yes, I won't spoil the ending for you guys, because it has to do with, last issue of couple issues of Batman Detective Comics. So, yeah, so that's about it for the summary of this issue. Didn't want to go in depth or too deep into it. But yes, is it worth picking up this issue for $4 now? Because, we all know Batman Detective Comics hasn't been doing so great lately because, the stories were lacking, the writing wasn't so great, there was just too many, plot points, in Detective Comics. It was just going all over the place, and it didn't feel really that great or really that strong. Does this issue actually bring up Detective Comics, to a better standpoint than where it is now? Yeah, it does. It does. I actually pretty much enjoy this issue. It's a standalone one issue, one storyline on itself. There is no main storyline. There's not going to have a continuous, another 6 issues of just one main storyline. This actually was just one story as it of itself, and it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. Batman's action scenes, his stealth, was really great in here. How he infiltrated the third party's location, the private school and whatnot. It was really well told, really well drawn too. The art is still amazing and fantastic. One minor gripe I had about the art was when Batman actually, infiltrated Digger Jones' location, that dog pit fight kind of location. He came in with his mouth like this. Like his teeth were sticking out like this. And I was like, kind of awkward, because it makes him go like, where's Digger Jones? Give him to me now. And I was like, whoa, wrong. I guess the artist made a bit of a mistake there, because I found that kind of funny, and I was like, okay, his teeth are sticking out like he's like, but okay. that's just a minor gripe. It doesn't have any, everything else is okay. I'm not saying that totally dragged the comic down. It was just a minor gripe, just a little tiny minor gripe. But all in all, the art was pretty great. The story was really well told. The next issue we will see, you know, the Court of Owls event actually. So I didn't expect that to actually happen in Detective Comics, because we all know there's already 3 Batman comics that are already having to deal with just Batman himself. We have Detective Comics, Batman the Dark Knight, we have the Batman written by Scott Snyder. 3 Batman comics. And, you know, I'm like, well, how can you have 3 Batman comics, Detective and Dark Knight and Batman dealing with the Court of Owls? I mean, come on, this is like so much spotlight just for one freaking character, enough already, come on. But, okay, I'm very happy that the story was well told in this issue, and I really am pretty excited to see what's going to happen next, because I am really excited for the Court of Owls issue, and I'm, you know, now I'm very excited to see how Tony S. Daniel is going to deal with this, because everybody else is going to have their own take on the story. They're not technically going to have to follow Scott Snyder's writing. They have to do their own writing, so I want to see how they have their intake with the Court of Owls series. So, yeah, I highly recommend actually you guys do pick up this issue. If you guys are a bit on defense of this issue, just try it out, okay? Just pick it up, you know, if you're on defensive. I don't want to pay $4 for Detective Comics. Just try it out. It's not that bad. It's a pretty good issue. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about Detective Comics. Really recommend you guys picking it up. Don't pass it. Just try it out for once. See how it is. And then, you know, if you don't like it, you don't have to pick it up for $4 anymore if it's too much for you. So, yeah, that's my review of Detective Comics issue number 8. And I'll see you in the next review of Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 9. See you guys.